All right, let's get into a topic that's a personal favorite of mine because I don't think it's discussed near enough. And this is for primarily any newbie who's coming into the gym. And I don't mean that in a derogatory manner. I want everybody to go to the gym, and I applaud anybody that has the bravery and the courage to step in there for the first time. But just using the term newbie because you're new, or if you're a New Year's warrior, which is somebody that's been out of the gym for a really long time, about to go back to the gym. It's been several years, who knows, maybe a decade, and gyms have evolved since. So, without further ado, lesson one, or I should say tip number one, because you don't have to do any of the stuff that I'm about to tell you, but you're going to look probably like an idiot. So, I hope that some like middle school or high school kids are watching this. You're about to go to the gym for the first time, and you have a couple options. Are you going to go by yourself? Are you going to go with somebody else? Or are you going to go with a group of friends? I highly recommend option two, which is you go with one other person and you go with somebody that knows what they're doing. Hopefully, it's somebody you know, like a parent or a family member or a friend or a friend of a friend who's a couple years older than you, and they're going to show you the ropes because it's really easy for people like me when I see a newbie stumbling around, but then I see that they're with somebody that's training them. I'm like, thank goodness. There's somebody there that's helping them out. So this individual, this kid, or a person that doesn't know what they're doing, you could be an adult, isn't going to get injured. They have somebody there mentoring them. And also, when I see them doing weird stuff and everybody is looking at them going, what the hell are they doing? I can see somebody stepping in and going, I got my headphones in, but I can see through nonverbal cues somebody's helping them out. So that's option one, is bring a friend. And that's the best option, particularly a friend that knows what they're doing, obviously. Option three, which is bring a big group of people, is the worst fucking option. All the time I see that's the number one complaint of my community gym that I go to. Think of it as like the YMCA, but a little bit better. Is kids come in there, and when I say kids, I'm talking about high school. They come in with a group of 5 friends, and mainly they're on their phone and they're just shooting the shit. Which, look, I think it's great that kids are in the gym rather than out in the streets doing something crazy. So yeah, be in the gym, but I'm going to do a second video on gym etiquette, and this completely breaks all gym etiquette because if you're with a group of people, you're wasting time, you're taking up too much space, you're doing everything other than working out, and you're just in general pissing me off. So I would say keep your group to a minimum of 3, because just for timing wise, if you guys are banging through reps and sets on any exercise and there's 3 of you, by the time the second person has gone, so you go, then 2 other people go, a minute or 2, at least a minute, maybe even 3 minutes has elapsed, so it's time for you to get back on the bench again. If you're rocking 4 people plus in a set, you're waiting 5, 6, 7 minutes in between sets, and not only is it dumb, but you're actually defeating the purpose of lifting weights and keeping in a good rhythm. Now, we could get super technical and say if you were actually a bodybuilder and you were doing like 5x5 or 5x3 and you were actually trying to wait 5 minutes in between sets because you're lifting heavy, then yeah, okay, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about newbies. So going by yourself is the final option, and it is a viable option, but I warn you of going by yourself of this. Do not walk into the gym without preparing anything and just saying, I'm going to the gym by myself. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just going to figure it out. While that's very brave, it's a recipe for a couple things, embarrassment being one of them, and two, and more important, is injury, because you have no idea what you're doing and you get on a machine, you don't even know what muscle it's supposed to work, you don't know how much weight you're supposed to put on there, and then eventually you start doing this exercise the wrong way and you end up injuring yourself. So if you are going in solo, highly, highly recommend. Obviously, YouTube, tons of videos. I mean, this video is going on YouTube. The reason I'm making this is because, nobody thinks to go all the way back to the beginning and talk about literally like how to walk into a gym and not look like an absolute moron. Because look, we were all in middle school or high school or once, and we were all awkward AF. And the only way to not be awkward and to go in the gym is, like I said, if you're with somebody that's already jacked and they're training you, then people are just like, cool, there's a guy training somebody. That's like standard day, right? Nobody's going to look at you. But if you're going there with a big group of people and pissing people off, or you're going by yourself with no prior research, it's not going to be a good thing. Maybe a couple people like truly are, because a lot of people always say, I don't care what people think of me, but people do. There's only a very small percentage of people that actually don't care what people think. But here's what I'm trying to help you do, which is, if you do go in solo, pick what you're going to do beforehand. And I'm talking like you're a completely new person, so you don't even know. Let's just pick a body part. So you're like, hey, I'm going to go in and I just like everybody wants their chest to get bigger, right? Everybody thinks chest, 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 chest and arms, the charms workout. They're going to go do chest, and it's like, all right, well, what you should do is just look up the most common exercises. You only need to, if you're a total newbie, you only need 3 exercises. And it's going to be a combination of flat bench, incline bench, and some kind of fly movement. So super simple, right? Start with regular bench press, flat bench press, then move to an incline and do incline press, and then finish it off with a fly, either a dumbbell fly or a cable fly. And know how many reps and sets you're going to do. Very standard is 3x10 or 4x10, or you can even, anywhere in between 10 and 15, and just do those exercises and then leave. That will make you look like a professional, because you came in there, you had something in mind, you watched the videos on how to do it safely, you did the exercises, and then you left. As opposed to just being all willy nilly and just like hopping on random machines. Because I see the young kids doing that all the time, and I'm just like, man. And I actually do. Like, I am totally anti being the gym bro that just critiques and criticizes and just like scoffs at the kids. I actually go out of my way to be very polite and say, and I do it very rarely. I'm just like, hey man, like, or woman, like, you're using that machine totally wrong. I just don't want you to hurt yourself. So do you mind if I just show you a couple reps? I think that's super polite. Hey, I've been lifting a long time. And even if somebody came up to me that was super in shape and said, hey, can I help you out with a certain part of that technique? I'd be like, yeah, cool, let's do it. So that's a good gym atmosphere, right? But if you don't know what you're doing and you go in there with no preparation, people not like me, people that are like gym rats, gym bros, it might be a little more aggressive or a little more hostile. They're going to see you jumping from a shoulder exercise to calves to core to chest, then doing some burpees and then triceps, and it's like, what is this person trying to do? They just have no idea what they're doing. They're all over the place. But you be you, just don't be in my way. So that I'm going to conclude this first section of a multi-part series of shit that you shouldn't do if you're a newbie going to the gym. Just quickly to recap, we discussed basically how to get in the gym. Don't bring a big group of people. Bring somebody with you that knows what they're doing. If you don't know anybody, roll solo. Go in with a plan. And I'll leave you with this last thing, which people are going to be really intimidated by this, but I guarantee you 99.9% that if you really don't know what you're doing in the gym and something looks super confusing, look around the gym and find somebody who's jacked, man or woman, and usually they're going to have headphones in, so you can be like, give them the old headphone, like, excuse me, I have a question, and then ask them, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing and I want to be safe. Would you mind showing me how to use this machine? And I guarantee you, because the person that's jacked and the person that's in shape, they've already been on this journey. They know what it's like not to know things. They are going to be ecstatic that you recognize them in the gym for their fitness and are asking for their help. And that's how I feel when people in the gym ask me for my help. I'm like, I will absolutely drop what I'm doing, because I literally won't, I don't pick up my phone. Even when my wife calls, her work calls, and I'm at the gym, I'm like, man, I'm at the gym. So that shows you how important that is to me, that if somebody comes in and says, hey, will you please help me? I will stop my workout and stop my groove and be like, I'll just get in it later just to help this person. So don't be scared to ask for help. See you in the next video.